This week we photograph a wedding using only an 85mm lens. You can see all my settings, all the images that I take, but unfortunately there's no pizza in this episode.
It's the cheesiest, it's the most wonderful. It's the best and at the very least magical. I love pizza and we'll probably get married. Have a baby lasagna and espresso.
Taylor Jackson,
shooting 67 weddings last year.
Taylor Jackson, welcome.
So Taylor, you are well known in this community. You're an amazing photographer.
Welcome to another full wedding day. I am Taylor Jackson, as you know, because my name is said a lot of times in the introduction clip. If you're not yet subscribed on YouTube, please subscribe. There's going to be a lot more of these coming over the summer now that it's summer. As you can see by the melted snowbank at the other side. It's actually a pile of sand. It's not a snowbank, but it kind of looks like a snowbank, so sorry for tricking you. Today you're going to be able to see all the settings as per always on my camera up here. The only one you can't see is ISO. I have to hit that button, unfortunately, for you to see ISO. My goal with ISO is I shoot full manual all day and I keep it as low as I possibly can. I'm pretty much just doing what I can with it to keep my shutter speed at 1/100th of a second. My lens will pretty much be wide open at 1.4 or 1.6 all day. If we get into group shots, maybe something like a 2.8, f4, f5.6 just to make sure everybody's good and sharp. But all day you're going to be on this lens and this lens alone, so I'm going to show you all the variations and all the possibilities of it. So yeah. And shout out to this pile of sand over here. Let's go take some photos. Whoppa! Whoosh! Whoa! Today I'm only narrating and sound effects. Please don't unsubscribe. I haven't even met the groom yet, but I'm creeping him hard through this partially open door. Nice suit. I wonder if we'll get along. I've made contact. His name is Nick. Off to my left is Lauren. She's doing video. And Brandon. He's also doing video. Even though we've just met, I feel it blossoming into a fantastic relationship.
The silence isn't making it any better, is it?
And cue the first look. Jessica running down the aisle at 74 miles an hour. About to touch Nick with the force of 3 Gs. That happened at least double or triple the speed that first looks usually happen at, so I'm gonna hustle over here to get a few different angles because I'm all by myself today and I need to make it look like I'm 5 people. I'm stuck in the chairs now. Please send help. And Outback Steakhouse. You didn't think I got anything, but I got a lot. I'm everywhere. Whoopah!
All right, I'll start with a few here. You guys look amazing.
Thank you.
Oh, and everything looks so good.
Contrary to popular belief, this is the only image that you for sure have to get at every single wedding. If you don't get it, people will complain. On this week's Mustard Break, we feature Grey Poupon. With the perfect balance of deliciousness and mustardness, you'll be having a better day.
That's great, and you know what, I might move you out kind of this way. You're probably going to be standing where I am, so I don't know. Come just on the other side of that light that's above you. Right there's good. There, we get some nice background separation.
Just going to punch in for a quick editing demo here. For every image that I'm using, so this is the image straight as it came out of my camera, the raw file. I'm using the Summer 2018 Cool preset, which if you're a Patreon member or if you've purchased presets, you're able to use them. If you're a Patreon member, it comes with all 3 of these, the travel commercial 2019 and 2018, as well as like my initial inquiry script and contract and pricing videos and my actual pricing and all the financials based on my business. There's a lot in Patreon. If you haven't thought about joining, maybe consider joining. I would appreciate it. You're basically buying me lunch for all of my business and marketing videos, and there's like 250 plus posts on Patreon already. So go check that out if you haven't yet. So I just corrected there for my 10% slant that I always shoot at. And I'm pretty much just going to go through here. So this is like just like the straight as it the preset one click. The original image was a little bit under, so I'm going to maybe come up to somewhere around here. And that looks pretty good to me already. What it could use is a little more kind of natural three-dimensionality without it looking over-processed. So the way that I do that is I come up here to the graduated filter and I start off something maybe around there. It's a little more relaxed. You can layer these over top of one another. And I just start kind of doing this. And this is kind of a good way to build in natural contrast and really frame your subject well. And I kind of abide by the, as soon as it starts to look over processed, delete the last thing that you did. Although that didn't look that bad. Maybe somewhere like that. And that's, I think, pretty much all I'm going to do to it. So that's the original, how it came in, and that's processed. And I always do everything with like a 10 or 15 year outlook. Like, will this image still look good in 10 years? And if the answer is yes, then it goes through and ends up in their gallery. So back to the video.
And if you guys want to look at each other. Awesome.
Even while shooting the more candid shots, I'm always getting the basic shot, so I make sure that I have one that they both absolutely love.
Do you want them kind of like walking down this way for video?
I would love that.
I just don't want to surprise you with it. All right, and we're gonna make you guys walk very slowly towards us here, and you can just look at each other and pretend you're just like walking down the aisle. That looks great.
We didn't want to go outside because it was really windy, and I didn't want to do that to anyone's hair before the ceremony, so that's why everything's in here.
And then maybe one just like casual, just like in a pocket or something. Just keep your thumb out, otherwise it looks a little. Perfect. Do you want to do one with the top button done up too? All right, that's great.
Also, shout out to Nick, who does not like having his photo taken, for putting up with me today.
As close together as you can kind of get. Oh, let.
Emma.
That looks great. And then flowers down just a little bit, and just make sure they're kind of like level across there. That looks really good. Everyone looks awesome. And sorry, I might have to be way back here. All right, looks good. Can I make everyone take like just a small half step this way? And then same deal, just as close together as you can get. That's perfect. Yeah, you can smile, look at me. That's good, and right there is great. Perfect.
Always do individuals like this as well. This is the true test of the 85mm lens. I cheated and used the 24 as well.
You know what, can I make everyone take like 2 steps kind of this way? That's good there. Thank you. That's good.
Should be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just want to double check.
So right about there, if you just want to kind of turn to a U-turn and turn around. And maybe take a few steps forward just so your dress kind of falls a little more naturally. Yeah, you're just gonna be holding hands, and you can just be looking at each other. Just you don't actually have to walk. That looks so good. And if you want to kiss for one, or give her a kiss on the side of the head or something.
Full length back of the dress is also a very important shot, and people will complain if you don't get it, so get it. That was nice too.
As close as everyone can get together, the better. And I'll be outside here. It's a bit weird, but.
Always get shots of the parents and other couples. It's something that's very important that a lot of people forget.
This looks good. Is it possible to have everyone doing exactly what they're doing, but just like a little bit closer together? All right, looks good. Everybody looks good. All right. And you can be a little more serious in this one. You can still be happy, but you don't have to smile or anything.
Happy with the image. Should have moved the black suited dude somewhere closer to the center, but other than that, I am very happy. One more quick editing tip here. If you want to do a very specific exposure adjustment, like to bring a little bit more color out of this dress here, you might think that you go over to the exposure brush and you just crank the exposure, or the adjustment brush rather, and you just crank the exposure and you draw it in, and that's looking, maybe that's a little too much, but you kind of hide it like that. That looks a little too obvious for me. I think that the easiest and best way to do it is bringing the contrast down and the shadows up a little bit, and then you can kind of paint it in and it hides it a lot more. I usually add a little bit more saturation or vibrance, just because it's in a more underexposed area. But something like that looks a little bit better than, I guess that's the original version. So it looks a heck of a lot better than the original version. But that's how you do small location specific exposure adjustments and hide them and blend them into the actual photo. Because of timing, we didn't do any getting ready shots, so that kind of leaves a gap in the video that Lauren and Brandon are making. So we kind of faked it here. Ooh, that good light though. Hello, now we're at the ceremony. Welcome. Surprising, I'm still on the 85 1.4. Not shooting at 1.4 right now though, but I will be again soon. I feel super paparazzi-like with Brandon right now. It's a little too much almost. I feel uncomfortable. I hope you don't feel uncomfortable watching this. Also, super rare moment, changed my white balance back to cloud. For some reason I was on the sun. If you watch any of the other videos, you know that I'm pretty much on cloud white balance all day until I find myself in incandescent lighting. Officiating today, we have Marty. Marty married Lindsay and I in a taco shop in Canada, legally, and then ceremoniously on the beach in Mexico, where there actually were no tacos, but we did go to Outback Steakhouse. This is me turning on quiet shutter mode. Sorry, my shutter now sounds really awkward and embarrassing. Also, I'm zooming in into crop sensor mode. That's what those weird numbers are popping up. They're jumping into 1.3 times or 1.5 times mode to get more leverage out of my 85.
Guests and family members, would you please rise now for the bride? What a beautiful day. Jessica, I don't know, you did it just the perfect day. You called in a favor, so good for you. What a beautiful. May your marriage bring all the exquisite excitements of marriage should bring and be life-bringing.
Three little words. I want you to remember that they're coming from the bottom of my heart. I want you to remember that I love you for everything you are and for everything I am.
You may not kiss, that's how
All right, and for a direct comparison, today I shot this at 85 1.4. Last time I shot this at 24, I guess 1.6, as you can see there. There is no right or wrong way to do a lot of things. It's just different. I find that with editing in Lightroom and editing in Photoshop that there is no official right or wrong. So it's whatever you're feeling on the day, whatever you want to be doing, whatever you think kind of best tells the story. All right, as everyone's moving into cocktails, I'm running up to the room to get as many detail shots as I can. Now the candles are all lit, and doing a few close-ups of all the individual details, as well as wide shots with this 85mm lens. I actually like the look of a wide shot with a longer lens. I've learned this kind of from landscape photography, that I would way rather be shooting mountains or just big landscapes with a big lens. So I'm trying to bring that into the wedding environment, where I just get back really far and just kind of make some nice compositions based on the elements that I have. And in my opinion, these are all better shots than if I would have shot the exact same things with a 24mm lens. Also, shout out to this spoon. This is the best spoon I've ever had at a wedding anywhere. It's absolutely beautiful. It's a beautiful spoon. All right, into cocktails. This is the hardest part for me as an introverted person to just go and creep on people. I like when I have other photographers with me and we can kind of just like creep on people while looking like we're being social with one another. It seems to hide the weirdness of it, I guess, for me. But pretty much my plan of attack here is just go out and just shoot this 85-1.4 wide open and just get as many people laughing and smiling as possible, especially people that are closer to windows, because as soon as you get into the weird mixed light, nobody really looks their best. So I'm kind of just walking along the wall with the windows and shooting back into the room. Probably not winning any awards for these, but I'm trying my best and trying to capture the day kind of as it happens and all the members that were part of the day. I'm going to let this kind of roll a little bit. With intros, it's very hard to really predict exactly the logistics of how things happen. The guys came in pretty normal, very easy to get photos of that. Girls came in more of kind of a straight line and made it very difficult to get anyone except for the person at the very front. I'm kind of back up against the wall, and I'm always the person that I don't want to be like right 2 feet in front of them as they're walking in. I feel like that's obtrusive, and that just kind of makes the day more about photography than it actually is about the day. So I want to let things just kind of roll and play out as they are, and I do my best to kind of work within those elements. Today it was a little more challenging than usual, but I think I did the best I could, and I'm happy with the results.
And now, if you are not already, please be standing. And let's welcome for the second time today, the newlyweds, Nicholas and Jessica Luke.
What we have here is the easiest first dance of all time, standing directly by a bunch of windows that actually have the shades down, so they're kind of soft boxed out, and they're perfectly lit. The room kind of naturally vignettes as it gets to the back, and lots of space to move around. So I'm on my 85, and I'm just going to get a bunch of shots from here and then just kind of put myself in different spots around the room, shoot through some foliage, and just see what I can come up with and how I can integrate them into the scene in different ways rather than just having them isolated and looking good. If I can do that in a few different ways, I'm very, very happy with what I got. Super happy with how today's gone, and before I head out, we're going to do some sunset photos. So took them down here to this window, and I just didn't come up with anything useful at this window, so I made it black and white and tried to pretend like it was film to make it passable. I give it a 6.2 out of 10. Let's go outside.
All right. This is so perfect.
Amazing.
All right, if you want to just like hold hands and just slowly walk towards us over here. And same deal, you can just look at each other and just have fun and be smiley and happy and whatnot. Also, let me know if I'm getting hit by a car. Yeah.
All right, that's the end of today's story. I hope that you enjoyed the wedding photography process. Now there's nothing left on the screen, so I'll throw to that Patreon advertisement that everybody loves so much. Here it comes. I have been photographing over 60 weddings every single year for the past 10 years, but it was by no means an easy start. I felt like I had the photography side of things under control, but after the couple sent me the first inquiry email, usually they would just ghost and I would never hear from them again. I had no idea what I was doing wrong, but it turns out that I was actually doing a lot wrong. Over the next years, I had to figure out exactly what works to book more couples, and more importantly, the couples that I actually wanted to be shooting weddings for at a price point that I was happy with. So here's the deal with Patreon. It is all my business and marketing videos for wedding photographers. Right now, there is well over $3,000 worth of content that you have instant access to as soon as you sign up. Everything from my Lightroom presets that I actually use every single day, to my contract, to my initial inquiry scripts, a full walkthrough of my pricing document, a live meeting with a real couple, a how to book more destination weddings course, as well as bonus on-camera wedding days, a full financial breakdown of my entire wedding photography business, as well as a breakdown of where I get all of my referrals from, and how you can start getting more. Plus, you'll also be getting access to our members only Facebook group. For all of the already existing content, plus the new weekly content, every Monday I'm making a new video, every Wednesday we're doing a podcast, I'm asking you just to buy me lunch once per month. It is by far the best value in wedding photography education anywhere out there on the internet. You can cancel at any time, and if you join and you're not absolutely blown away with all the content, send me an email, I'll send you $20 back, full 100% money back guarantee. Wedding photography is such an oversaturated industry. By buying me lunch once per month, I'll teach you every single thing that I've learned over an incredibly successful career. I'm Taylor Jackson, and I hope to see you inside.